Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Our topic for today is the relationship between criminology and psychology under your book, page 88. So, what is psychology? Psychology is about people, of course, because it is about the brain of people and focuses on the study of the human mind and behavior. So, psychology is the study of behavior of humans. So it is a study of human behavior and human mind. So that is your psychology. What is psychological criminology? It encompasses science of behavior and mental processes of a criminal. So it is the study of the behavior of criminal, psychological criminology. Here, the focus is individual's criminal behavior, how it is acquired, kung paano na-acquire yung criminal mind niya, paano na-evoke, maintained, or modified. It considers both the social and personality factors and how these are mediated by mental processes. So it is all about the individual criminal behavior of the offender. We also have here criminal psychology. It is a human behavior in relation to criminality. In your book, it is also referred to as criminological psychology as defined above, which is the study of the wills, thoughts, intentions, and reactions of criminals and all that partakes in the criminal behavior. So that is your criminal psychology. It pertains to the human mind of all persons who partake of the crime. An important aspect of forensic psychology is the ability to testify in court as an expert witness, of course. Whenever we speak of forensic group, they are testifying in court as expert witness, not as a eyewitness. Unlike any other persons, the regular witness or ordinary witness, I mean, who testifies in court based on the result of their five senses. So when we say five senses, they testify in court based on what they have seen, what they have tasted, what they have smelled, what they have touched, and what they have heard. So yan yung ating ordinary witness. However, our expert witnesses testifies in court based on their expertise. So we call their testimony as expert opinions. So expert opinions. Unlike ordinary witness, they testify based on their personal knowledge of the crime, based on their five senses. What is psychiatric criminology? It is also called forensic psychiatry. Forensic psychiatry is the application of psychiatric knowledge to the offender populations with respect to the juxtaposition between the mental disorder and criminal behavior and provides a helpful explanation of mens rea and actus reus. One of the roles of forensic psychiatrists is to inform the court whether the accused is mentally disordered. So that is the purpose of our psychiatric criminology, to determine the presence of intent and the state of their mind, whether they are conscious of their intent to commit crime, or they were unconscious of their act of committing crime. So, ang inaaral dito is, kasama rin dito yung lucid interval na sinasabi yung pag-aaral sa lucid interval, wherein a person, a crazy person or a person with mental disability, yan, mga medyo may pagkukulang, pagka kinasuhan, ang defense niyan later on will be, I shall not be held criminally liable because I was under, or I was not conscious when I did the crime. Parang ganyan yung sinasabi niya. Inatake yung pagkabaliw niya nung nagawa niya yun. Kaya hindi niya alam na nakagawa pala siya ng crime. Now, we know for a fact that intent in our criminal law, especially in our revised penal code, is an element of crime. And the mere fact that one element of a crime, if eliminated, will now result in the dismissal of the case. Pwedeng ma-dismiss yung kaso against the person. Siyempre, isang element matanggal dyan sa pinafile natin sa kanya na kaso. We know for a fact that if one element of a crime is eliminated or is not present, there's no case, di ba? Aside from that, if there's no evidence to prove that the elements of the crime are complete, then there's no case. So, no evidence, no case. Incomplete elements, no case. Ganyan. So, pagka there's no element or element of intent to commit crime, then automatic, he shall not be held liable. So, parang yung theft. Ano ba yung intent doon? Intent to gain, with intent to gain. Acquisition of property belonging to another, wherein the other party or the victim is unaware. Tapos, the intent of the perpetrator is to gain. Yan. So, pagka na-eliminate niya yung intent to gain, hindi na theft yun. Di ba? So, inakusahan mong nagnakaw. O ninakaw mo na yung cellphone ni ano. Ay, hindi ko naman ninakaw. Wala akong intention na pagnanakaw. Ang intention ko lang ay to safe keep it. O, ba, hindi na yung crime. Diba? Ang intention niya is to safe keep daw yun para hindi daw mawala. So, yan. Next is your the question, who is a criminal psychologist? Criminal psychologist, also known as forensic psychologist, is in relation to court or legal procedure, is a mental health professional who works within the justice system. A criminal psychologist creates suspect profile for law enforcement agencies, diagnoses offenders who might be criminally insane, oversees jury selections, testifies in legal cases, and even evaluate children in custody hearing. Psychiatrists and psychologists are licensed professionals that can be assessed both mental or that can assess both mental and physical states. Profilers look for patterns in behavior to to typify the individuals behind a crime. A group effort attempts to answer the most common psychological questions. If there is a risk of sexual predator reoffending, if put back in society. So, yan yung isang ina-assess ng ating psychologist. So, if this person or this offender is put back into community, is there a possibility for him to reoffend, to recommit the crime? So, yan yung isang ina-assess ng ating forensic psychiatrist. If an offender is competent to stand trial, whether or not an offender was sane or insane at the time of the offense. So, yan din yung isang sinasagot ng psychiatrist. Di ba? To determine whether or not the person is sane or insane when he committed the crime. Kasi element nga ng crime yung intent. Hindi automatic na insane yung tao, baliw, hindi automatic wala rin siyang i-follows na wala rin siyang intention to commit the crime. So we have here now 4 roles of criminal psychologist. First is clinical. In this situation, psychologist is involved in the assessment of individual in order to provide clinical judgment. So the psychologist can use assessment tools, interview, and psychometric tool in order to aid in his/her assessment. This assessment can help the police or other competitive organization determine how to process the individual in question. For example, help finding out whether the suspect is capable to stand trial or whether the individual has mental illness, which means that he is unable to understand the proceedings. A clinical forensic psychologist evaluates the defendant and is then called upon as expert witness to testify on the mental state of the defendant. So that is your role of psychologist under clinical. Under experimental, the role of our criminal psychologist in this case, the task of psychologist is to perform a research in order to inform a case. This case involves executing experimental tests for the purposes of illustrating a point or providing further information to courts. This may involve false memory, eyewitness credibility, expert and such others. For example, questions similar to how likely would a witness see an object in 100 meters? So, yan, in experimental. So, what do you see? Mr. Witness, what can you see? Yung naka-painting lang sa wall is uh, a ship na naka-side view, na kulay itim. Tapos, ang sagot na yun ng witness is, I see a ship colored in black. So, yun yung sagot niya. There's a difference between colored in black and half of it is black. Siyempre, yan. Kasi pagka ang painting is side view, syempre side lang yung nakita niya. So one side lang is black, but you don't know, you are not sure of the color of the other side kasi yung half side lang yung nakita mo eh. So minsan yan yung mga ina-assess ng psychology. Ina-assess niya whether or not marites or hindi, di ba? Kasi kung minsan ang marites dagdag bawas ang kwento. Di ba? Ang tunay na eyewitness, tinitestify lang niya yung totoong nakita niya lang. Walang dagdag, walang bawas. We also have here actuarial. This role involves usage of statistics in order to inform a case. For example, a psychologist may be asked to provide probability of an event occurring. Therefore, the court may ask how likely a person will reoffend if a sentence is declined. Yan. So, pagka kunwari yung tao is mailalabas on bail, is there a tendency for this person to recommit crime if we release him on bail? So, if there's none, then it's okay, no problem. We can release him on bail. Pero kung may tendency, edi wag na natin siyang pagbigyan sa bail niya. Di ba? Yan yung mga instances na inisip ng psychologist. Is there a tendency that this woman offender, Bowsi case, let's say for example, is there a tendency that if this woman offender will be released to the community, is there a tendency for him to physically offend or even kill the complainant? Meron kaya? Kasi kung may tendency din, then we will not be releasing him. Diba? Yan yung mga sinasagot niya ng psychologist, psychiatrist. Advisory. Here, Psychologists may advise police about how to proceed with the investigation. For example, which is the best way to interview the individual? How best cross-examine a vulnerable or another expert witness? How an offender will act after committing the offense. So yan, when you say advisory, ang psychologist dito is nag-a-advise about the possible result or about possible reaction of a certain subject. Yan. We also have here the term criminal profiling. What is criminal profiling? Criminal profiling refers to the process of identifying personality traits, behavioral tendencies, and demographic variables of an offender based on characteristics of crime. Yan. Criminal profiling, also known as offender profiling, it is the process of linking an offender's action at the crime scene, to their most likely characteristics to help police investigators narrow down and prioritize pool of most likely suspects. By the word profiling, when we say profile, we record the details of that person, all the possible details that can cause some psychological difference. So yan. So age, isasama natin ang age, di ba? Isasama rin natin yung gender niya. Kasi kung minsan may difference yung pag-iisip ng babae sa lalaki, may difference sa kung paano mag-isip ang bata sa age, di ba? Underage. May difference kung paano mag-isip ang bata, matanda, at teenager. Pwede rin nating isama yung body build as means of profiling. Uh, Endomorph, ectomorph, mesomorph, yan. Medium, medium build, heavy build, normal build. Tama rin natin. Pwede rin naman nating isama ang color, race, mga ganyan. It's all about statistics. Kung ilan kaya ang, kung sino kaya mas maraming bina-violate, yung kulay puti kaya, yung kulay itim. The white race or the black race kaya. Kung anong ethnicity kaya ang maraming kinukumit na crime. So all of those factors are being recorded under your criminal profiling. We also have here the term mental state opinion. So this gives the court an opinion, and only an opinion, as to whether a defendant was able to understand what he was doing at the crime or doing at the time of the crime. This is worded differently in many states and has been rejected altogether in some. But in every setting, the intent to do a criminal act and the understanding of the criminal nature of the act bear on the final disposition of the case. Much of forensic psychiatry is guided by significant court rulings or laws that bear on this area, which include the following three standards to wit. We have the M. Nathan rule, the Durham rule, and the Ali test. So, M. Nathan rule excuses a defendant who, by virtue of defect of reason or disease of the mind, does not know the nature and quality of the act, or if they do not know that the act is indeed wrong. So yan si M. Nathan rule. If the person doesn't know the consequences of his act, he is exempted from criminal liability. So in short, if he is insane, he doesn't know the consequences of his act, thus he shall be exempted from criminal liability. We also have here Durham rule. Excuses a defendant whose conduct is the product of mental disorder. So, if the person is suffering from mental disorder, talagang baliw na talaga siya, obvious, yung pagka nakasalubong mo, bigla kang sinusuntok na walang dahilan. Tapos hindi lang ikaw, lahat ng nakakasalubong niya, ginaganon niya. So that is your Durham rule. That person is exempted from criminal liability. We also have here the Ali test. Excuses a defendant who, because of mental disease or defect, lacks substantial capacity to appreciate the criminality of his conduct or to conform his conduct to the requirements of the law. So it's a little bit similar with M. Nathan rule, but in here the perpetrator has a mental disease or defect. He lacks substantial capacity to appreciate the criminality. So pagka tinanong mo, so bakit mo ginawa yon? Ano ba yung nakuha mo nung ginawa mo yon? Ano ba yung resulta nung ginawa mo? Ano kaya yung magiging resulta nung ginawa mo? Hindi niya alam. Parang walang kapuwang-puwang. Parang bata lang. Sumagot. Then, he can be exempted from criminal liability. Di ba? Kaya nga yung minors natin, ages 15 below, cannot be prosecuted of criminal case not unless they reach the age of 18. Why? Because of the presumption that they are not mentally capable. So, medyo kulang pa ng tamang pag-isip. They doesn't have discretion. Discretion is the ability to judge wrong from good, evil from good. Yan. So, therefore, not guilty by reason of insanity. We have these rulings. NGRI. It is one potential outcome in this type of trial. It is important to note that insanity is illegal and not a medical term. Often, there will be a psychiatrist testifying for both the defense and the prosecution. Ayan. On the issue to resolve this not guilty by reason of insanity. So if the person is insane, he committed a crime, he is insane, then he cannot be held guilty. So that's all, ladies and gentlemen. Our topic for next meeting will be the relationship between criminology and law. But before we resume, you will be having activities. You have to answer the exercises on your book. It will be instructed to you on our Facebook Messenger and on our Google Class. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.